In this video, we're going to be opening up and putting together the coolest LEGO Mandalorian action figure you've ever seen that's not officially LEGO or officially licensed Mandalorian. So this is something that I'm definitely excited about, but I think I'm just more intrigued and curious than anything else. So this company reached out to me called LES DIY, maybe it's Less Do It Yourself, Let's Do It. They reached out to me and I checked them out and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool, but I'm not really a huge Lego or brick building kind of guy. But they have a ton of really cool stuff on their website. And I was still kind of impressed, and I was like, this is really cool. But really, I became impressed when I saw this. And this looks really cool. This is literally a Mandalorian action figure that you build. And yeah, there's similar things, but this actually looks a bit more cool and serious than some of the more kiddie kind of looking ones that Lego actually does. And those are really cool. But this, I think, is really awesome. I was totally captivated when I saw this. So I'm gonna build this thing and see if I can do some actual like action figure, toy photography with it, stuff like that. Definitely not the most interesting packaging, but hey, if it does the job, it does the job. Okay, building kit and some pieces. Instructions are digital on a QR code. So this is kind of just like a building helpful stuff like starter pliers and measuring board. Cool, like little tools to help. Kind of cute. They are separated into individual bags like this that aren't labeled. The pieces don't look super complicated, which is good for me because I kind of suck at building Lego stuff. Oh, it opens up a Google Drive folder. Oh, here are the individual directions. I guess that's not so bad. So that's kind of cool. All right. So the bags aren't really organized like by step. They're kind of just, I think, organized by size. So if you come across a certain step like this, I might have to pull up and open up a few different bags. So I'm just kind of opening up as I go, keeping organized. Okay, so we've got what seems like to be a torso of sorts. So looking good, and I'm actually really enjoying this, building this. The digital directions are working really great, actually, and I'm enjoying it. Okay, check it out. I just made this arm with fingers and everything, and boom. This is looking awesome, really cool. Okay, well, he's all done. Check him out. He's pretty cool, and he stands up. He does have a little bit of movement, and he looks like Mando. He's even got, he's got his disintegrator pitchfork. He's got his blaster that he can hold. He's pretty cool. Okay, so one pretty big issue though. It was missing two pieces. And sometimes I build things and I'm like, oh man, it's missing pieces. And then I find them at the end because I'm an idiot. But I really do think they're missing. I couldn't find them anywhere. I looked, I finished everything. There's a couple extras right here, but they weren't what I needed. And they were actually two pieces of his face. And if you see right down here on the bottom, there's supposed to be another smooth piece that goes there. And same on the other side. It was nowhere to be found. Unless I really screwed something up, I think it's missing. But I will say, if I didn't tell you that, you'd have no idea. I was pretty frustrated because I thought it was gonna be a pretty crucial piece I was gonna miss, but I decided to keep going with it and it all turned out just fine. I do wanna just showcase some of the cool things about this guy as a figure itself. So he does have a little bit of articulation. He can move his arms a little bit like this. He can move his elbows, his hands, his wrists, and he can even move his fingers over on the sides here. So that's, whoa. And if you look at his leg, he's got a little bit of thigh movement there, and knees, and even ankles too. And he can withstand his own weight just fine with his little feetsies. His head kind of just barely twists a little bit, which is cool. But if you look on his back, he has a cape that does flap a little bit like that. So here's his little pistol blaster. Pretty sweet, right? And you are able to like clip it into his hand or actually clip it onto his belt, whichever you decide, which is pretty sweet, not gonna lie. And here is his disintegrator, pitchfork, blaster, gun, whatever you want to call it, which is pretty sweet. I think it's a little too long. I don't know if it just looks too long, but I think it just doesn't need to be this long. But you can clip it onto his back, which is cool. I mean, look at that. That's pretty sweet, right? Okay, well, that's him. Honestly, I think he's really cool. Like, he looks really good. Like, I'm honestly like, I like him. I'm a fan. I definitely want to take a toy photo of him. I'm gonna go to my favorite sandy desert area, which I think will be perfect for him. Take just like a pretty basic shot. I can't do much posing or anything, but I definitely want to get a good shot for this. Okay, I'm here at my spot, and I could not be asking for better lighting right now. Look at this. So I'm gonna get myself set up and just take a nice shot with this cool Lego Mando dude. Okay, so here's our not Lego Mando, and he's right in front of the sun, so he's got the sun right behind him, which is looking really good. I've got him in like the coolest pose I can think of, and he looks kind of cool, I'm not gonna lie. But luckily I have my nice light reflector, which is changing everything, making the light looking so good. Look how good that looks just in my phone camera right now. That looks fantastic. And he's currently being held up with a little stick to hold him up. So here's my camera settings. I got a 1600 shutter speed, 3.2 aperture, and a 320 ISO. It's usually at 400. I actually don't know why it's at 320, but oh well. And in camera, he looks pretty good. Shining that light on there changes a lot for sure. That fast shutter speed is gonna look nice and crispy when I kick around a little bit of dirt to make it look like there's some action going on. So I'm gonna use my handy remote here, hold down the trigger, take a ton of shots while I'm kicking up some dirt, and hopefully we'll have a cool shot on our hands. Let's go. So my final thoughts about this guy, he looks just as cool as he did in the picture, and he operates exactly like I thought he would. And one thing I was thinking, like, does Mega Bloks still exist? Because I remember getting Mega Bloks as a kid. They were like noticeably worse than actual Lego, and this is not made by Lego, and it's pretty good. I'm not getting that like lesser quality from this like I did with Mega Bloks back then. So I think this guy's cool. Yeah, there's a couple of issues with missing pieces. Other than that, I think it still is pretty cool, and I'm happy about him. And I was able to take a cool photo with him, you know? Definitely check out the link in the description for these guys if you're interested. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. Other than that, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much.